Joining us now, Parents Defending Education President and founder Nicole Neily. Nicole, you're the perfect person for this segment. Thanks for joining us tonight. This story, it's New York University in New York City, fired an award-winning chemistry teacher, Dr. Maitland Jones. 82 students signed a petition to get rid of him. Why? They felt his course was too hard. He taught the subject for decades at Princeton and at NYU. He wrote a textbook about it. What's happening here?
Well, sadly, this is social justice ideology coming home to roost. What kinds of doctors is our country going to have in the future? Things like organic chemistry, those are the classes that separate the doctors of tomorrow from masters of public health degrees, and it's really worrying.
You know, Nicole, reports coming in, talk to us about this. School board parents, the word is they're a powerful voting base, that they're going to drive, midterm turnout. It's happening across the nation that school board parents are pushing back and winning. We've got, for example, the Utah State School Board passed a new rule. They're going to give parents more of a voice in their child's education.
It's about time. I think we're starting to see elected officials read the writing on the wall and realizing parents are a force to be reckoned with, and they're not going away. This is not going to fizzle out like the Tea Parties, because our children are going to be around. And we have realized over the past 2 years, the traditional gatekeepers, the teachers unions, the National School Board Association, the PTAs, ones that we thought had our children's best interests at heart, absolutely do not. And so parents are showing up, they're turning out, and they are mad as heck.
We just flashed a full screen. Let's show it. Homeland Security gave more than $500 million to schools, universities, and zoos for alleged terror threats. This is from Judicial Watch. These institutions are unlikely to encounter a terror threat, so this is another boondoggle waste of the day for the viewer. Let's get back to the school boards. We've got a parent, Nicole, she's a police officer in Michigan, Sandra Herndon. She's suing the Macomb County School Board and two of its members, free speech violations. They then contacted her employer and the DOJ, the Justice Department. Why? She was complaining about the impact of COVID school closures on her children.
This has happened across the country. Recently, a district in Michigan had to pay out damages to a parent who they also reached out and got fired from his employer. Currently, there's a family in Florida going through the same situation, a firefighter, where people who are exercising their constitutional right to petition their government for a redress of grievances about their children's education are being terrorized. This is a deliberate attempt to chill political participation. It is reprehensible, and I'm glad that district was sued. They deserve it.
Talk to us more about how parents are winning. We've got a Maine school board, the school board in Maine. They had to pay a parent that they banned from attending school functions $40,000. That guy got it. Why? They violated his First Amendment right. Sean McBrearty had spoken out against sexualized library books for school children.
I mean, again, these elected officials do not like the whole idea of the consent of the governed. They want to rule on high from their ivory towers, but they don't actually want feedback on their performance, because their performance stinks. I think we're starting to see a lot of parents around the country who now know what their rights are. They were kept in the dark for a long time. They didn't know what the First Amendment meant in K-12, or Title VI, or Title IX, or any of these discrimination statutes. But over the past 2 years, the scales have fallen from people's eyes, and they are not going to back down, because now they know where the red lines are, and they realize that their school districts are crossing those lines, both against them and their children on a regular basis.
So what are you seeing on the ground with school boards? Are they backing down? Is that what's going on?
Absolutely. Every single day, we see districts where they are canceling contracts. We are seeing districts that are not renewing contracts of superintendents, of teachers. They're pulling teachers off. They're canceling lesson plans once those, really objectionable things are exposed. And so every day we're seeing parents actually make a difference. Sadly, aside from Fox, most outlets are not reporting on that. And so we try and tell those stories, because parents need to know that they can,
because
and
they were treated by the DOJ as domestic terror threats. That was the issue.
Absolutely. And that's probably why we're seeing FEMA give out those grants, designating schools as terrorist activities, because of angry parents like us.
It could be. We don't know if that's a link, but that's an interesting connection. We don't know if that's true. Nicole Neily, we'll have you back on. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.